Hello and welcome back to Better Every Day. Back at you. It's cold. It's jingle bells. Every time I turn the radio on, it's
So
holidays
cold.
again.
Sunday I'm going to Florida.
Oh, good
Just
for
for
you.
like 5 days.
I envy that in January, but something about being in my cabin when it's cold and the snow's coming down, and Risha does such a good job decorating, and it just feels Christmassy. I'm glad to be here.
I've been glad to be here. I've been glad to be here so far. Well, it's been kind of cold and yucky in the last few days, but
It has.
I like being here at the holidays.
Yeah.
Gonna run down. I just need to get away for a few days. It's been between construction, which I've been doing for the last 6 months.
Yeah.
And Better Every Day, doing our thing. It's just a lot going on.
And it kind of gets us into our topic today. You said something to me off air that I don't think I've heard you say for a long time. I said, "What are you reading?" And you go, "Really not anything right now." I'm like,
Yeah.
It kind of stopped me in my tracks. What do you think that is?
I think it is too much going on.
Okay.
Like I said, I've been general contracting
Yeah.
a lot lately at home and just getting a lot done. I'm super happy with it,
Yeah.
but it takes a lot of time. And, we're not doing bad at Better Every Day.
Yeah,
been
you're
good.
general contracting a new business too.
And so that's just been good. And when I say I'm not reading something, I have been watching about an hour and a half of YouTube. Like this morning, it was 5 a.m. I was up, and Michelle's not going to get up till later, so I have a couple cups of coffee, and I'm probably consuming more YouTube at the moment.
Used to be for the kids.
I know. Well, what I've been consuming is design. So it's been around home design.
Yeah.
Because I'm in my construction project and
Yeah.
all that, and I love that sort of thing. So I've been consuming home design, which sort of feeds my soul.
Yeah, it does. Always
a
has.
bit, and then
It's either clothes or home.
and
Design
then
either way.
I follow some men's clothing guys.
Watches, jackets.
Yep. And so those things doesn't require a part of my brain to think deeply about my soul.
Yeah.
But I enjoy the visual stimulation and knowledge I get from those. So I've been doing that a lot. But as I look at 2026, I want to look at what areas of my life need motivation, and I want to find some. There's so much noise out there, John. I just can't plug into all the noise, and
It's exhaustion. It's exhausting, the noise.
it like, I don't know if you can relate to this or not, but there was a time when you and I could go sit at Soma, and we'd be like pinching ourselves, like, I was meditating. This is feeling so
I know.
good.
I don't remember the last time I had a conversation like that.
We're sitting outside, and the weather's nice, and we're like really getting in touch with ourselves.
Yeah.
I have not felt like that in the last year.
Yeah, I don't remember the last time we had a cup of coffee together.
It's just, and I want to figure out why that is.
Yeah. Wow. When I think about the noise in my life, I think I just read this, probably part of the noise. Actually, I think it was Acuff, said that neurologists now can measure brain fatigue. Brain fatigue, they think, is caused by two main factors: decision fatigue and distraction fatigue.
I might be on decision fatigue.
Yeah, I mean, you think about the things that you do just to get up in the morning. This is why Steve Jobs had one shirt he wore.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want to waste his decisions. They say that if you have something important to do, the more important it is, the earlier in the day it should be, because decision fatigue wears you out. You make somewhere between 600 to 900 decisions every day. And by the time you get to a certain number of decisions, your fatigue is going to cause you to make a bad decision or not make a decision at all, and that's paralysis. And that's where procrastination comes from. That's where a lot of bad decisions come from. So I think right now I kind of envy I'm not really reading anything, because I think I'm doing the opposite. I think I have 6 or 8 books on my desk with bookmarks in various places. I have YouTube videos. I have Instagram reels. I have documentaries I've started. I'm into Neil deGrasse Tyson now, and I'm going through the Cosmos series. I'm into this. Yeah, I'm into this show called The Business of Religion, which is an expose on religion. And I mean, I've just got all of these things going at the same time. And instead of using my free time to kind of quiet the noise, it represents the noise, and I'm creating more noise. So I think as I think about 2025 and what I learned this year and what I got, I think, we've done podcasts where we've been like, here's what I got out of this book. I can't do that this year. I can't go, the one thing that I got from Richard Rohr's book on this is that,
I miss Michael Singer.
I met Michael Singer. Like, that changed our lives.
For sure.
And this year I feel like I read life-changing things, but it didn't have space in my life to change my life.
That's powerful. Yeah,
it's like, it's not that the stuff isn't as life-changing as it's ever been. It's that there's so much of it that it gives me 1% of it at a time. And I'm not giving it space.
I've got something for you. So I started working when I was mowing 20 yards a week when I was 10 years old. And I've worked ever since then. And, so when people would talk about stress, I never really knew what they were talking about. And I say that because I didn't understand it. So over the years, every year I would do a little more and a little more.
Frog in a kettle.
And a little more. Yeah, frog in a kettle. And at one point in time, was running the accounting firm, had started Rootworks, was writing a book with Michael Gerber, and was also executive editor of CPA Practice Advisor magazine. And had 3 small children.
I was going to say, and your children were playing sports.
And all this stuff. And I didn't even know what it was doing to me physically or mentally for a lot of those years until I stopped. Full transparency, I hit Medicare, I don't know, last month. So
that's a milestone.
It's a weird thing. My health, and so far my health insurance prior to Medicare was better than
your Medicare insurance.
And my Medicare costs just as much. It's not free.
Yeah, same thing.
And now it's like, sorry, we don't take Medicare. Or I went to the orthodontist the other day. Sorry, we don't take Medicare. I'm like, I've never heard this before.
Wow.
Anyway, so back to stress. So I didn't know what stress really was until it went away.
Let that sit for a second.
Yeah. And now, like this year, I can recognize it again.
Because it went away and now it's coming back.
Now I can actually see it. Where before I didn't see it. It just happens. I mean, I could see it when I started going to my doc who did physicals every year, because my numbers were off the charts high. And then when I got rid of stress, I mean, now it's like fantastic and has been for years, but I can feel it. And so when you ask me what I'm reading, I'm trying to understand why, what I'm doing that's making me feel it. I have a good idea. I mean, this construction project's a lot.
It is.
A lot of decisions and a lot going on, and, it creates chaos. You just come home, there's somebody in your bedroom wallpapering or whatever the case might be.
And it's not Michelle.
And she's typically not happy about it.
Right.
So you're managing lots of things.
Wow.
But I do now feel it. So 2026, my goal is to understand it and then find that right stuff to sort of feed my soul again.
I appreciate you being introspective. That is, that's moving. I was just trying to think of how do I recognize stress in myself, and I don't think I do it very well either. I feel like my go-to when I feel stressed is to work, because I feel like if I work, I get the stress taken care of, but it just creates more.
I mean, I don't. When I think about stress, it's not. I feel stressed. I don't feel stressed.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel extremely calm,
Yeah.
but my blood pressure stays at 50 all the time.
Yeah.
So-
you and my wife is the same way, just barely alive.
Yeah, and but I feel it somewhere
Yeah.
inside, and I can't articulate what that is. But it's not that. After I just finished a good meditation, like breathing and feeling a sense of peace, there's something that's like it sits there and grinds at you just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And it sits below the surface.
Yeah.
So it's not like, man, I'm so stressed out, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
It's like something's like eating away at you just a little bit because it's not exactly right. Does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense. I think right now, I mean, I feel like in my lifetime, the baseline for anxiety has never been higher. I get up in the morning and I'm already worried about the economy and my retirement and the politics and the world wars.
I think that's a lot of it.
I live at a higher level.
Yeah.
And that I think instead of going, all right, I need to start every day back at zero, which I used to start at zero and then I go from there. Now I'm starting at 3 out of 10 and I got to get back to zero before I start the day. I'm coming in hot. I'm coming in hot. And I'm not at my best. I mean, I don't know what it is in you. For me, I just have this sinking feeling that I'm leaving stuff on the table. Like, I don't mean money, although sometimes I think that's true too. I think I just had a conversation with a member and it was an hour long and I wasn't fully me and I left a whole bunch of stuff unsaid that needed to be said. And one little feeling like that after another, and you get through a year, and 2025 is the year of, that's not who I wanted to be. And it wasn't any big thing.
Yeah.
Nothing I can really point at. It's just little moments that took me away from who I am at my deepest. So I've always counted on thought leadership to help me with that. Get up in the morning and read something.
When I think about it, I guess as we talk about it, it's just for 2026. You're not starting at zero. You're already starting at a 5 when you get up because
Coming in hot.
What's happening, right? And then you add to that little grind that's either grinding on your blood pressure or grinding on your something, in your system. I just don't want to spend another a year where I know what it feels like to feel really good.
Yeah.
And to be feeding my soul.
Yeah.
And I want more of that. So I don't want, for 40 years, I didn't even know what that was. Now I do. So now just a matter of adjusting.
Have you ever heard Simon Sinek talk about the 8-minute rule?
I have not, but I love Simon.
So I've never seen him cry during a keynote, but he did during this.
Really?
Yeah. Like broke down to the point where he had to stop for a minute.
Wow.
He said that, I don't know if it's neurologist or psychologist, but there's been scientific evidence that in 8 minutes with someone else, you can literally change your brain chemistry. So if you come in stressed, if you come in hot and you are just not in the right mind frame, it only takes 8 minutes, but it takes 8 minutes with another human being. And in that 8 minutes, you can physically change. So what he said that made him emotional was that he instituted in his staff a cultural communication for the staff to go, if you find yourself in the wrong place, just go into an office and say, "You got 8 minutes?" And the question that in that moment isn't, "Hey, I got to talk to you something about work that we're gonna."
Yeah.
It's I'm in the wrong place.
Yeah.
And he said, a couple years ago, this is part of his culture now. He is overwhelmed. He had a friend die in a car accident. Nobody had talked to him. And he walked into one of his staff members and he said, "You got 8 minutes." And then he starts crying in the thing. And he said, the thing that always works is human connection. You know, we're sitting here in the studio. I haven't had a cup of coffee with you in 6 months at least.
Maybe a year.
Maybe a year. And we are supposed to be business partners. We're supposed to, and we're doing great things. And you said, as we sat down, "Anything going on?" Which you've been saying to me for 15 years.
Yeah.
And in that moment, it was, "Hey, I got 8 minutes." You know, and we need more human interaction.
I agree.
And it has, as much as books are important and thought leadership is important and all of those things are good, nothing replaces me sitting down with TJ over in the worst bar you've ever seen in your life in Bloomington. We have a bar in town called Hoppy Wobbles.
I've not been there yet.
Darren, well, you'll never go, Darren. It is the most ridiculous thing. They let dogs in. They don't serve any food. They serve tepid beer. And we started going, it's in a strip mall over by where Big Lots used to be, if that tells you anything.
I don't make it to that side
I didn't
of town
think
that
you
often.
would ever go to that side of town. And that's part of the reason TJ and I chose it. We don't ever see anybody we know.
Yeah.
And we get to pet dogs all the time. And it's cold, it's weird, and it is our place. And I probably haven't had a beer with TJ at Hoppy Wobbles in 4 months. And I keep jamming my life full of, "Hey, John, maybe you need to add this into your life. And maybe you should watch this." And what I really need is a beer with TJ and a coffee with Darren. And I think that helps.
You know, as we're talking, I think about reading books, and they're not as much fun when you don't have somebody to talk to about them.
That's it. I think that's it. And I think the more we talk about AI, I love it and I'm excited about it, but it begins to remove that conversation about the book. It begins to, all the conversations that we have, it feels like when we're busy are about what's next. And when you go, "Anything going on?" That's what you've always said. It used to drive me nuts when
I asked my wife the same thing. So.
yeah, it's a habit you have, and it's
When she says no, I'm like, "All right, bye."
Yeah, I mean, well, and I think it's your way of saying, "Is there anything important that I need to know about?"
Yeah.
That's happening.
Yeah.
And it's when you feel disconnected. And when I was working at Rootworks, you would come in and you'd be like, "Anything going on?" And I am like wall to wall going, "No, Darren, I'm just sitting here looking at the wall, like nothing's going on." The more I've gotten to know you, the more friends we've become. It's like, no, what you're saying is, I'm disconnected from this. I feel like I'm missing something important. Anything going on?
Yeah.
You know?
I talk to Andy about it every day, and it's like, "What's going on?" "Nothing." "All right, I'll talk to you later."
Yeah, right. Or you say nothing, and then all of a sudden it all comes out.
Yeah.
You know, and I think we've got to get better in 2026. When I say we, I mean me personally, but I think anybody who is driven to do something, you and I are very driven people. And I think the temptation is to keep driving and to not stop and have the cup of coffee to talk about the drive, to talk about what am I getting from this, and what should I be getting, and where should I be taking this. Maybe the books just aren't as good without someone to bounce it off of.
I definitely think that's true. And I think my Medicare comment is more about, you start actually counting those, you know, the New Year's Eves that you go through. And so you want to, you want to have more of those moments where you're having coffee and making connection. And I think as I look to 2026, like I said, this is nothing crazy in 2025. Busy, all self-inflicted, busy in 2025. But, you know, there's there's a sense of peace that comes from learning and having conversations and making human connections. So that's my goal for 2026.
I'm going to ask more people if they've got 8 minutes. I feel like, I've got aging parents who are incredible wealths of knowledge that I don't ever sit and just pick brains.
Yeah.
I've got friends that love me deeply that I don't have a beer with. I have children who are becoming adults who I don't have much more time in my house with. And I think my temptation is I just saw this picture that blew my mind. It was a dad and a son sitting on a couch with a cell phone 8 feet tall between them and both of them looking at their phones.
Yeah.
Like, this is what we gravitate towards if we're not intentional about.
It's fun
humans.
to go to a restaurant and watch people just sit there on their phones. Or I was in the orthodontist office the other day, and everybody in the waiting room was sitting there looking at their phone. I'm like, I just left mine in my pocket. Like, it's just doing so much to society.
It is. Well, I don't know how to end this today. We've gone a lot of different directions, but I think what I'm feeling in the moment is just 2026 needs to be the year of humanity again. Technology is so good, and we both love it so much. It's what we talk about. It's how we think. It's how we move people forward. But humanity is what fills the void and makes things make sense.
For me, I think what I would want to pass on is if you're in the pot and you don't know whether the water's getting hot or not, because I lived there for a long time, how do you figure that out? And so I would just say, try to figure that out.
Yeah.
Because it just keeps getting warmer and warmer and warmer.
The pot. I'm the one who has to think about the titles for these episodes. This one's going to have to do with pot.
Yeah. Is the water getting
What
hot?
more listeners?
Well, that was fun.
It's good talk. Appreciate your friendship. Appreciate another good year. Look forward to another 2026. I think is going to be better every day.
Happy holidays to everybody.
Happy holidays. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time. Better Everyday Podcast.